Hello and welcome back to this series of staying healthy and preventing COVID-19 infections. In this video, we're going to discuss about the ways of avoiding crowds in supermarket and groceries, especially in the view of lifting curfews and lockdowns in cities or in the country. Indeed, there are several strategic ways you can provide this minimizing the crowd gathering for purchasing food and banking, etc., and keeping with the social distancing principles. We'll be discussing a specific practical example uh, below with that involves a zero cost for the government. The panic and the large gatherings as well as the rush we witnessed in the recent past when the days of curfew was lifted temporarily simply demonstrate the lack of vision and a strategy. Such unthoughtful actions fail to protect the public and, in fact, might have encouraged the people to violate basic public health principles of keeping the social distance and allowed further spread of COVID 19. So, when and how restrictions should be reduced and how it should be done to minimize crowd gatherings. So, relaxation of restriction must be based on the real time data and not on a blanket removal of restriction or curfews due to political or public pressure. Lifting restrictions must be done purposefully and intentionally for the benefit of the public and to restart the economy, with the focus of avoiding crowd gathering to reduce the spread of COVID 19. So, administration must learn from their own mistakes in the recent past and do better. There are several models that one can use to control the crowd gatherings for shopping, for food, and other essential needs. Let me explain in details how it can be accomplished with a zero cost, where one can use a national identity card as a source of identification or creating a specific group for shopping. In industrial countries, where all adults are mandated to have driver's license. It can be used in a similar manner to crowd control effectively. So, one such example is the use of the National Identity Card, so called NIC, or driver's license, or similar identification processes. For example, in the NIC card, the first number of the NIC number represents the date of the actual decade of the birth. Simply based on this first number in the NIC card, one can allocate a day of the week where people belongs to that particular category to allow do their grocery shopping, banking, etc. without any additional restrictions. Yet emphasizing the importance of keeping distance between people and indeed wearing face masks at all times. So during the week, in any day, only 15% or less in a local community will be allowed to do shopping. They should be allowed a period of 8 hours to their essential shopping, such as from 8 in the morning till 5 p.m. This simple strategy will significantly minimize crowd gathering, lines in front of supermarkets, and avoid food shortage in grocery stores. This should continue for at least next few weeks or months until a 4 weeks of continuous period where no new COVID-19 patients was reported in a given province. Unlike curfews, this causes no harm to anyone. Indeed, it will allow the first step toward the opening up the economy and let the industries get going. It is easy to implement and thinly spread out people coming out of their homes throughout the week. Assuming that people will not abuse the system, it will allow less than 15% of a local population to attend supermarkets, local shops from Monday through Sunday to obtain their essentials including grocery over 8-hour period. So they have no rush and no urgency to join lines at the 8 o'clock in the morning. The first number of the ID card in several countries, but not in all, represent the decade of birth. For example, the first number is if the first number is 5, it confirms that the owner was born between 1950 and 1959. So in a given day of the week, all those who are born during this period is allowed to do their shopping. Here's an illustration how it could be arranged peacefully with no rush for food shopping across the week. For example, Monday, all those who were born between or before 1950. Tuesday, all those who were born from 1950 to 1959. Wednesday, all those who were born from 1960 to 1969. Thursday, all those who were born from 1970 to 1979. Friday, those who were born from 1980 to 1989. And on Saturday, those who were born from 1990 to 1999. And on Sunday, all those who were born from before 2000, which was the millennial group of youngsters. So this process allows or has several advantages. Similar age group of people will be shopping for food on any given day of the week. So the night before each store can target the need of that particular sector in the population. This would also expedite the shopping process with a minimum time spent in a supermarket. So that also helps on keeping the social distance. A store's security guard or a policeman at the entrance to the supermarket can check the first number of the NIC to verify that he or she has a turn to shop on that given day. Others should be turned away, and in fact they repeated that thing the week 2, they should be sanctioned. This verification process is allowed to enter into the store would take less than 10 seconds per customer. Therefore, little or no waiting in line or queues. Again, avoiding social distancing. Because of the demographic and the age distribution in a given community, each of these 7 shopping groups, or 7 days per week, would not consist anything more than 15% of the local population shoppers. So that thinly spread out the number of people coming to do shopping. However, there's always a first time, and the government should consider such strategic purposes to help people. I sincerely expect that the administrators will consider something like above or a similar strategy to manage crowds gathering and keeping social distancing. Thank you.